Hello, dear students. Welcome back to online biology coaching classes for NEET and Karnataka CET. In the today's video, also I am continuing discussion on multiple choice questions on the topic cell, the unit of life. So, as I told in the previous video, this chapter is very important for the NEET preparation, and today I am going to discuss some very important questions that appeared in the previous NEET examination. So let us move to the questions one by one. Protein synthesis in an animal cell occurs on ribosomes present in the cytoplasm as well as in the mitochondria, on ribosome present in the nucleus as well as in the cytoplasm, only on ribosomes attached to nuclear envelope and endoplasmic reticulum, only on the ribosomes present in the cytosol. So ribosomes are present in cytoplasm as well as in the mitochondria and chloroplast. Apart from that, ribosomes are attached to the membrane of rough endoplasmic reticulum. So here the protein synthesis is the main function of ribosome, but where exactly it is taking place? In the animal cell, the protein synthesis is occurring in the ribosomes, on the ribosomes, which are present in the cytoplasm as well as in the mitochondria. Then what about endoplasmic reticulum, especially rough endoplasmic reticulum? Here is the explanation. Ribosomes are the organelles which are present in the cytoplasm. They are composed of rRNA and protein. That is why chemically they are known as ribonucleoproteins. They are present freely in the cytosol. Cytosol is nothing but cytoplasm, as well as on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. The spatial separation depends on presence of endoplasmic reticulum targeting signal sequence on the protein being synthesized. Thus, a particular ribosome might be ER bond while synthesizing one protein and free in the cytosol when translating another protein. What is the meaning of this sentence? See, depending on type of the protein which is synthesizing, sometimes the ribosomes are bound on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, sometimes it is present freely in the cytoplasm. So binding to the endoplasmic reticulum membrane or freely present in the cytoplasm, it is dependent on type of the protein which is synthesized in the cell. Therefore, whether they are freely present or they are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, it doesn't matter. So both of them are considered as the same because the protein molecule synthesis decides whether a ribosome should be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum or it should be present freely in the cytoplasm. But when ribosome is attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, it is involved in the synthesis of some different protein. When the same ribosome is present freely in the cytoplasm, it undergoes the synthesis of some other protein. So protein synthesis is common function carried out by the ribosome, but when it is bound to the membrane, it is involved in the synthesis of some different protein. When it is freely present in the cytoplasm, it is involved in the synthesis of some another protein. So therefore, the right answer for this question is option 1. And again I repeat, cytosol means the cytoplasm. Here the spatial separation, that means the morphological appearance. That is why the spelling is SPATIL. Then moving to next question. Which one of the following combination is mismatched? The four options are given: glycocalyx, maybe a capsule or slimy layer, pili reproduction, cell wall protective determines the shape and prevents from bursting, flagella, pili and fimbriae surface structures of bacterial cell. So all of them are the some structures with reference to their functions. Glycocalyx, yes, it is outermost protective covering of the bacteria. It may be in the form of slimy layer or it may be in the form of capsule. So first combination given is correct. Then third one, cell wall is protective in nature. It determines the specific shape of the cell as well as it prevents the bursting of a plant cell when excess amount of the water enters into the plant cell. Like that, flagella, pili and fimbriae, they are present on the surface of bacterial cells. The three statements are correct and the wrong combination given is option 2 here. The pili is marked with the function or paired with the function reproduction. Sex pili is concerned with the reproduction. Otherwise, it is also the superficial structure which helps in the movement of bacterial cell. So the wrong match given is option 2 for the question. Then moving to next question. Which one of the following is true about cilia or flagella of eukaryotes? So both cilia and flagella are helping in the locomotion. Both cilia and flagella are covered by thin layer of plasma membrane. Both cilia and flagella are made up of microtubules. But what is the arrangement of that microtubule in cilia and flagella of eukaryotes? And the same options are given here. What is the arrangement of peripheral microtubules? Whether they are doublet or triplet. What is the arrangement of central microtubule? And radial spokes with the help of which the peripheral microtubules are attached to the central sheath having microtubules. So the right option for this one is option 3. The peripheral microtubules are 9 in number, central microtubules are 2 in number, radial spokes 9 in number, central sheath is also only 1. And that central sheath contains the 2 central microtubules which are arranged with the help of radial spokes and attached to peripheral microtubules. So the right answer for this question is option 3. Then moving to the next question. Here the diagram of chromosome is given and it is asked to identify what is A, what is B and what is C. The following diagram represents a chromosome. Identify the structure AB and type of the chromosome C. What is A, what is B and what type of the chromosome here it is representing. In this diagram, the A represents satellite and B represents secondary constriction, and here the arms or chromatids have equal size because centromere is exactly located in the center. Therefore, type of the chromosome becomes metacentric. So the right option for the given question is A is a satellite, B is a secondary constriction and C is the type of the chromosome, it is metacentric. One thing you need to remember, the chromosomes, they contain secondary constriction, but secondary constriction is not a compulsory structure which is not found in all the chromosomes. The chromosome with secondary constriction is called SAT chromosome, but satellite is not compulsory structure for all the chromosomes. It may be present or it may be absent. But when the chromosome contains a satellite, the chromosome is called sat chromosome. And when satellite is present, it is attached to secondary constriction. Why this structure is called secondary constriction? Because already one constriction is present, it is centromere, and centromere is called primary constriction. So due to the primary constriction, here the one more constriction present is called secondary constriction, and when secondary constriction is present, it ends with the specific structure called satellite. Therefore the chromosome is known as sat chromosome. Then moving to next question. Choose the right sequence or route of secretory product. The four options are given, and in the options you can see the labelings or the route: endoplasmic reticulum, vesicle, Golgi complex, lysosome, nuclear membrane. The cell organelles are mentioned. Secretory products, the question is asked to identify, choose the right sequence or route of secretory product. Endoplasmic reticulum. From the endoplasmic reticulum, the vesicles are produced, and these vesicles enter into the Golgi complex through the cis phase, and they are coming out of the Golgi complex through the trans phase or trans region. Then they become vesicle perfectly, and they are functioning, or they are finally released or remain within the cell, and the last option is plasma membrane. So this is the right sequence for the route of secretory product. So they are released from endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum through they enter into cis region of the Golgi complex. That is why Golgi complex is always closely located near the endoplasmic reticulum. Then moving to the next question. Choose the wrong option. Mitochondria and chloroplast are energy transducers. The function of mitochondria, chloroplast and peroxisomes are not coordinated with endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome and vacuole, so they are the part of endomembrane system. Internal compartmentalization causes the division of labor within eukaryotic cells that greatly increases overall cellular function. So which statement is wrong here? The answer is all the statements given as option are completely wrong. All of them are wrong, because mitochondria produces the energy, synthesizes the energy, and that energy is stored in the form of ATP. The function of mitochondria, here I need to elaborate, endomembrane system. Mitochondria, chloroplast and peroxisomes are not the part of endomembrane system because they have evolved separately. They are not considered as the part of endomembrane system, even though they are present within the cell. They are covered by membrane, but they have their own evolutionary process. They have evolved on their own, so that they are not the part of endomembrane system. The division of labor is not due to compartmentalization. The division of the labor, sharing the function by considering the the division of the labor is because of presence of many cells, not due to the compartmentalization of the cell, especially in case of eukaryotes. So all the statements given here are completely wrong statements. So moving to the next question. So here I am going to discuss some higher order thinking questions which are called HOTS, higher order thinking questions. So moving to the first one. Mitochondria are semi-autonomous as they possess. So all these questions appeared in previous competitive exams. Some of them I have selected and today discussing in this video. Mitochondria are semi-autonomous as they possess. What it means? Here, semi-autonomous means the term is referred for the or term is referring with capacity of multiplication. ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಸೆಮಿ ಅಟನಾಮಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತನ್ನ ಕಾಪಿಗಳನ್ನು ತಾನೇ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋವಲ್ಲೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಅದ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಕಂಟೇನ್ಸ್ 3 important structures, especially DNA, RNA and ribosomes. The mitochondria are semi-autonomous, double membrane bound organelle possessing DNA, RNA and ribosomes. It is found in most eukaryotic organisms. Earlier they were independent, that's what I told. They have their own evolution, free living organisms, and later on became logged in eukaryotic cells as endosymbionts. Andre ಮುಂಚೆ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಾನೇ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಥರ ಬದುಕುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯಾಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಎಂಡೋಸಿಂಬಯಾಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ with mutual benefits, the mitochondria is now present within the eukaryotic cell. Then question is, how it is able to undergo the multiplication? Because of the presence of its own DNA. I hope you remember theory explanation ಒಳಗಿದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು. Mitochondria and chloroplast are the two cell organelles which are having their own DNA. This is outer membrane of mitochondria and here is the inner membrane. Inner membrane is folded and foldings of inner membrane of the mitochondria are called cristae. Actually they are involved in the synthesis of ATP. And inside this particular portion, inside the mitochondria, the fluid which is present is called matrix, and in the matrix we can see the presence of the double stranded circular DNA. Presence of own DNA, it is very important. This is circular DNA which is present in the mitochondria. Even own DNA is present in a chloroplast also. Apart from that, the matrix of mitochondria also contains RNA, and in the mitochondrial matrix the ribosomes are also present, and size of the ribosomes present in the mitochondria inside the mitochondrial matrix is 70S. This is the reason why the mitochondria are semi-autonomous. They can produce their own copies. First they were independent and free living organisms, but later they have become logged with the eukaryotic cell through the process called endosymbiosis. Now they have become endosymbionts. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಅದ. ಮುಂಚೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದದ್ದು ಲೇಟರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಯೂಕ್ಯಾರಿಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಎಂಡೋಸಿಂಬಯಾಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ರೀಜನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಮಿ ಅಟನಾಮಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ DNA, RNA and ribosomes. The next question, cell wall of bacteria is made up of. Options are murin, polysaccharide, protein and lipid. The answer for this question is the cell wall of bacterial cell is made up of murin. Murin is the main content of bacterial cell wall. Actually, it is peptidoglycan, but it is very commonly known as murin. Instead of this one, murin badlagi by chance option peptidoglycan anta idre, then the answer is peptidoglycan. But here murin is given, so the answer is murin. But murin is a peptidoglycan which is commonly known as murin. And cell wall consists of mainly peptidoglycan, a mesh of polysaccharide. Peptidoglycan is a type of complex carbohydrate which is nothing but polysaccharide, and it is composed of poly-N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid backbone, which are cross-linked via short bridges. N-acetyl glucosamine, N-acetyl muramic acid, when they are connected by peptide bridges or peptide linkage, it gives rise to the formation of peptidoglycan, and peptidoglycan is commonly known as murin, and this is cell wall content which is present in bacteria. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಟರ್ಮ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ mainly made up of cellulose, cell wall of the fungi is mainly made up of chitin, and cell wall of the bacteria are made up of murin. Murin is nothing but it is a peptidoglycan. Actually peptidoglycan itself is known as murin. Then moving to next question. Which of the following lacks the cell wall? ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಇನ್ ದ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಮೊನೇರಾ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಅಮಂಗ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್? ಯಾವುದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಅಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಅದ? ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್, ಅಮೀಬಾ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್, ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಬೌವ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಸ್ mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is example for smallest known living cell which is devoid. Devoid means without anta artha, without cell wall, and without cell wall, as the cell wall is absent, they are unaffected by many common antibiotics such as penicillin or other bacterium antibiotics that target the cell wall synthesis. ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಅತಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ ನೋನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಮೈಕೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈಕೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿಬಯೋಟಿಕ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ mycoplasma. And what is the outermost covering? The outermost covering of the mycoplasma is made up of lipoprotein membrane. Just it is having simple membrane around itself, but it don't have cell wall. So the answer for this one, organism which lacks the cell wall is mycoplasma. And ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದೇನು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ನೋನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ದೆನ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಎಸ್, ಇದು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಎನ್ಝೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಟ್ pH 5, 7, 8 ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್. 7 is neutral, 8 is basic, variable is not the option. The answer is 5, because all the enzymes which are present in the lysosome are acidic hydrolases. The enzymes which are present in the lysosome are hydrolases. That means they act on the material in the presence of water. Acidic hydrolases, they are functional only in the acidic environment or acidic pH. Therefore here it is given All the lysosomal enzymes are acid hydrolases or acidic hydrolases which are active at the acidic pH about 5, that is maintained within the lysosome. Lysosome ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಅಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ, ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಆ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂಥ ಎಂಜೈಮ್ಸು ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ನಾಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಬಟ್ these are not active in the neutral pH 7.2 which is characteristic of rest of the cytoplasm. ಏನಿದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥ? ಸಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಮ್ರೇನ್, ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ the fluid or the liquid which is present is cytoplasm. ಸೊ ಈ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅವ. ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ this is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, but now I am talking about lysosome. Let me mark this one. This is lysosome. ಈ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ದ ಅರ್ಥ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗ್ಯದ, ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಏನು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅವ? ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ pH is exactly 5 and this pH is constantly maintained. Otherwise, the enzymes which are present in the lysosome, they will be not active. Lysosome enzymes are acidic hydrolases. Acidic hydrolases, they are active only in the acidic pH. ಬಟ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ಗೂ ಒಂದು ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 7 to 7.2. ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನದ ಅಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಈಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್. ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು, cytoplasm ಒಳಗೆ pH will be neutral. It is the meaning of the given sentence here, but not the neutral pH which is characteristic of rest of the cytoplasm. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಡೀ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮಿಗೆ ಒಂದು pH ಆದರೆ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ pH ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ pH inside the lysosome pH is acidic, outside the lysosome in the cytoplasm the pH is neutral. Actually it is 7 only. Then yes, the same thing here I have given. Let me erase the, yes, here you can see this is cytosol. Cytosol is nothing but cytoplasm and this one is inside the lysosome. ಇದೇನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ, ಇದು ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್. acidic hydrolases, what are the different enzymes which are present in the lysosome? Nucleases, they act on the nucleic acid, DNA and RNA. Proteases act on the protein. Glycosidases, they act on the carbohydrates. Lipases, they act on the lipid. Phosphatases, sulfatases and phospholipases, depending on phosphate combination and sulfur combination. All these are the different types of enzymes which are present inside the lysosome. ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಅಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಅದ, ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ ಪಿ ಹೆಚ್ ಈಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಸ್ 5. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. ಹಿಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಮ್ಯೂಕೋಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಆಸಿಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೂ ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಎಂಥವು? ವೆದರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗ್ಲೈಕೋಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಮ್ಯೂಕೋಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಆಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್. ಹಿಯರ್ the histones are belonging to the group of basic proteins with the positive charge. Histones are the basic proteins and they are made up of two specific amino acids known as arginine and lysine. Arginine and lysine are the two very important amino acids which are present in the histones, and histones belonging to the category of basic proteins. Then what is the importance of histones? How they play role in the formation of chromosomes. So let me explain. The proteins are biomolecules which are made up of the building blocks called amino acids. When many amino acids are one amino acid, another amino acid, one more amino acid, like that. When many amino acids are joined by peptide bond, the resultant molecule is known as protein. So, proteins are basically made up of amino acids. And the two amino acids which are present in the histone are arginine and lysine. How many types are there in the amino acids? The total amino acids are of 20 types. And here the histone proteins, all the amino acids participate in the formation of protein. And histone protein ಒಳಗೆ ಎರಡು amino acid ಇರ್ತಾವಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. One is arginine and another is lysine. Histone proteins exhibit positive charge. Histone proteinಗಳಿಗೆ positive charge ಅದ. And histone proteins are of 5 different types. Histone proteins ಒಳಗೆ 5 ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಪ್ಗಳು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅವ. ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ರೈಟ್ them. Histone proteins are of 5 types. What are those? H1, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. So all these are the types of histone proteins. How many types are there? 5 types. H1, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. These 4 histone molecules or histone proteins each will be present in 2 molecule. Andre 2 molecule of H2A. H2A 2 molecule ಇರ್ತದೆ. H2B is also in the form of 2 molecules. Here is H3 and the one more is H4. So each molecule, each histone protein is present in 2 molecule. So ಎಷ್ಟು ತಗೊಂಡೆ 1 2 3 4 ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು molecule ಅವ 2 molecules. 2 molecule into 4 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? ಅದು ಟೋಟಲಿ 8 ಆಯಿತು. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. This ball like structure which is made up of these 8 histone proteins is called nucleosome. ಇದನ್ನ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹಿಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್. ಅದು ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ negatively charged DNA. So DNA is made up of two polynucleotide chains. ಎರಡು chain ಅವ DNA ಒಳಗೆ, but both of them are coiled with each other, and that negatively charged DNA, it wraps around the nucleosome. Wrapping ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುತ್ತಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸುತ್ತಗೋತದ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ DNA is having negative charge, nucleosome has positive charge, so opposite charges attract each other. When DNA wraps around the nucleosome, now this combined structure, ಅಂದರೆ DNA ಎದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸುತ್ತಕೊಂಡದದು, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಸೋಮ್ದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸುತ್ತಕೊಂಡದ. ಈ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಿಗೆನೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತದ? ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ರೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿನ್ ಫೈಬರ್. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಅವ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಕ್ರೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿನ್ ಫೈಬರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿರ್ತದ? ದ ಕ್ರೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿನ್ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. The chromatin fibers are present inside the nucleus, and these chromatin fibers undergo condensation yavaga at the time of cell division, and they gives rise to the formation of chromosome. So chromosome bekadre produce ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ chromatin fibers ಬೇಕು. And chromatin fibers ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ DNA must wrap around the nucleosome, and the nucleosome is a ball-like structure made up of histone proteins. Therefore, chromosome formation ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ compulsorily the histone proteins are required, and these histone proteins have a basic property. They are positively charged so that they attract the negatively charged DNA. It wraps around the nucleosome, which is made up of 8 molecules of histone protein, and when DNA wraps around the nucleosome, it becomes a thread-like structure known as chromatin fiber. And on condensation, at the time of cell division, the chromatin fiber gives rise to the formation of chromosome. That is the importance of histone proteins in the formation of chromosome from condensation of the chromatin fibers. So this is the explanation. So moving to next one. Golgi body arises from plasma membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole and chloroplast. ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾವು ಅಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅದ. ದ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ದ ಗಾಲ್ಗಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಗಾಲ್ಗಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸೇ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಸೊ ಗಾಲ್ಗಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಂಡೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮಿಕ್ ರೆಟಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್. ಮೆನಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ವೆಸಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ endoplasmic reticulum, and those endoplasmic reticulum vesicles, the vesicular cluster which are produced and cut off from the endoplasmic reticulum, they combine with each other in the form of Golgi apparatus. Therefore, the Golgi apparatus arises from endoplasmic reticulum. Then next question. Water soluble materials pass through extrinsic protein, spectrin, glycoprotein and channel protein. All these are the proteins which are present in the cell membrane or plasma membrane. So you are familiar with the structure of plasma membrane. Extrinsic proteins ಅಂದರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಫಾಸ್ಫೋಲಿಪಿಡ್ ಬೈಲೇಯರ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವೆ. Glycoprotein is nothing but a chain of the carbohydrate attached to the protein molecule of cell membrane. Spectrin is also protein of the cell membrane. It provides the definite shape and support to the cytoskeleton. channel proteins, extended integral proteins. Therefore, water soluble materials pass through channel proteins. Water soluble material in and out of the cell inda henge hogtave. Look at this particular image, you will get the idea. This is phospholipid bilayer. These are the head molecules and tails are facing each other. ಇದು ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಅದ, ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರೋವಂಥ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ಡಿಂದ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೆ these molecules are passing through the channel proteins. So channel proteins are specific proteins which are involved in the transportation of soluble materials through the cell membrane or through the plasma membrane, and the movement of solutes across the cell membrane occur through channel protein, and it is passive transport without expenditure of energy. So therefore the right answer for this one is channel protein. The next one, which one does not occur in the cell vacuole? ನೀವು ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಎಂಟಿ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಕರ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲ್? It contains hydrolytic enzymes, it contains anthocyanin which is the colored pigment, it also contains latex. Milky substance is called latex. Then absent yaudirtada, DNA is absent in the cell vacuole. ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಲೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಕೆ ಗಿಡ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮುರಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಒಂಚೂರು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಥರದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟಿಕಿ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. That sticky milk-like substance is called latex. All these are stored in the vacuole because vacuoles are empty bag-like structures. Anything can be stored inside the vacuole. Then moving to next question. Yes. Which of the damaged cells cannot be repaired? Body ಒಳಗಿರೋ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯಾವ ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅದನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್? ಲಿವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಬೋನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಎಪಿಡರ್ಮಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಒನ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಿವರ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್. ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟಿಕಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲಿವರ್. ಲಿವರ್ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ರೇಡಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ ಹುಫರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬೇಕು. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಲಿವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪವರ್ ಆಫ್ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್. ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ರೀಜನರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ, ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅದ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್. ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲಿವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಿವರ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಹಿಪ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್. Epidermal cells, they are nothing but the cells of skin. Epidermis is the outermost covering, and even the cells of epidermis are also have the capacity of regeneration. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು wound ಆದರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚರ್ಮ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನು ತಾನಾಗಿನೇ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಶೋಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್. ದೆನ್ ಬೋನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. The bone cells are also having the ability to undergo regeneration. ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೋನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸು ರೀಜನರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತವ, ಅವಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಹೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಅದ. ಮತ್ತು ಉಳಿದು ಯಾವುದು? ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. The brain cells are nothing but a neuron. Neuron means nerve cell which is able to generate and conduct the impulse. Generate and conduct the impulse ಅಂದರೆ messages given by the nerves are called impulses. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ಜನರೇಟು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೆಸೇಜನ್ನು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಬಾಡಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಸಪ್ಲೈನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ರೀಚ್ ಆಗೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ನ್ಯೂರಾನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನರ್ವ್ ಸೆಲ್, and neuron don't have the ability to divide. Neuron lost their ability to divide, but ನ್ಯೂರೋಗ್ಲಿಯಾ ಒಳಗಿನ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ನ್ಯೂರಾನ್ ನರ್ವ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ the brain cells which are made up, which are nothing but nerve cells or the neuron, they don't have the ability of division, therefore they cannot be repaired. So moving to the next question. One more thing I left. The cells of bone are known as osteocytes. They have also the ability to undergo regeneration. ಅವು ಕೂಡ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. Then yes, this one is very interesting. Programmed cell death, scientifically termed as autotomy, cell lysis, apoptosis. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಿನ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸರಿ ಪ್ರನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. apoptosis, none of these. Programmed cell death ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಿದ್ದನ್ನು ತಾವಾಗಿಲೇ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಲೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡೆತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ apoptosis. ದ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್. adult frog does not contain the tail, or tail is absent in adult frog. ಬಟ್ ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೇಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದ ಟೇಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ದ ಟೇಲ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಡ್ಪೋಲ್ ಲಾರ್ವಾ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್. ಲಾರ್ವಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಟೇಲ್ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಟೇಲ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಲಾರ್ವಾ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್, ಟೇಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಲಿವ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವಾಟರ್, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ದ ಟೇಲ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಟೇಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್, ಇದರೊಳಗಿದ್ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಸ್ಕಿಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕಲಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ ಅಥವಾ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮೆಟಿಕಲಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ through a process called apoptosis or programmed cell death. This is the human hand. ಇಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಫಿಂಗರ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಮ್ರೇನ್ ಅದ, ವೆಬ್ ಥರ. ಈ ಡಕ್ಕಿಗೆ, ಬಾತುಕೋಳಿಗೆ ಕಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಥರದ್ದು ಮೆಮ್ರೇನನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಮೆಮ್ರೇನ್ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಮೆಮ್ರೇನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡೆತ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ the detailed explanation about programmed cell death. A type of cell death in which series of molecular steps in a cell lead to its death. ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ಲು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಅದ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ ಫಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್? This is one method of body uses to get rid of unneeded or abnormal cells. ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸು ಅಬ್ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗ್ಯಾವ, ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, those cells can be removed by a process called programmed cell death. And in the multicellular organisms, see one more point here. Programmed cell death is blocked in cancer cells. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಗೂ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡೆತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ಸಿಗೂ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಡೆತ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಸು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇವನ್ ದೋ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್, even though they are abnormal cells, but the process is blocked in the cancer cells so that they continuously divide in the body and they result in the formation of tumor. Tumor andre gadde. Cells which are no longer needed or which are a threat to the organism are destroyed by tightly regulated cell suicide process. ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಕಾಸ್ ದ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ದ ಲೈಫಿಗೆ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೋಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ completely removed through the process called programmed cell death or apoptosis. This is also known as cell suicide process. Whether it is wanted or it is unwanted, if it is no more needed for the body, those cells are removed through a process called programmed cell death. So moving to the next question. Gluconeogenesis occurs in, what it means? Gluco means glucose, neo andre new, genesis andre synthesis. When glucose is synthesized from non-carbohydrate source such as protein and fat. Carbohydrate ಗಳಿಗೂ protein and fatಿಗೂ there is a lot of difference. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರದ ಬಯೋಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಗಳು. ಆದರೆ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ದಿಂದ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ಗ್ಲುಕೋನಿಯೋಜೆನೇಸಿಸ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಬ್ರೈನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸು ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾವ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್. ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸನ್ನು ಮೆಟಬೊಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ large amount of ATP synthesize ಆಗ್ತದೆ and it is used as a source of energy. ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ? ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸು ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಿರೋವು ದೇ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಂಟು ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್. ದ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ gluconeogenesis and the cell organelle involved is glyoxysomes. Glyoxysome is also membrane bound cell organelle which is able to convert the fat and protein into the carbohydrate, that is glucose. Process is known as the gluconeogenesis. The process is known as gluconeogenesis. It is synthesis of, let me write the definition. What is gluconeogenesis? Synthesis of carbohydrate from non-carbohydrate sources. Gluconeogenesis, it is the synthesis of carbohydrate from non-carbohydrate sources such as the protein and fat. The protein and fats are non-carbohydrate sources. ಈ non-carbohydrate source ಇಂದ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಹೈಡ್ರೇಟ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಗ್ಲುಕೋಸ್ ಸಿಂಥಸೈಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀಬೇಕು? ಗ್ಲುಕೋನಿಯೋಜೆನೇಸಿಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ದ ಟೂ ಸಬ್ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ರಿಮೇನ್ ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಯಾನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್. ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೂ ಸಬ್ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್, ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ಸಬ್ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸಬ್ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಈ ಸಬ್ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗಳು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಅಯಾನದ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಅಯಾನದ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಲು ಬಹಳನೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲನ್ನು ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೇಷಿಯಮ್. ದ ಟೂ ಸಬ್ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ದ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, they are dependent on high level of magnesium. The presence of magnesium and its amount plays important role in the appearance of structure of the ribosome. So appearance of structure of the ribosome is nothing but ribosome combined state ಒಳಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಲಾರ್ಜರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಸಬ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎರಡೂ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ there is requirement of magnesium in the cytoplasm. The critical ion level which maintains the ribosome structure is nothing but magnesium. So the right answer is option 3. So moving to next question. Which one of the following is not a constituent of cell membrane? ಸೆಲ್ ಮೆಮ್ರೇನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಯಾರ. ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ cell membrane? Cell membrane is made up of cholesterol, some amount. Cell membrane contains maximum phospholipid. Cell membrane contains glycolipid. But the constituent which is not present is proline. What is this proline? Proline is a type of amino acid. Amino acids avagle helade, they are 20 in number, and at 20 amino acids olaga proline ondagtada, and proline is nothing but a type of amino acid. So remaining are present. Phospholipid, how it is? This is a head of the lipid and this contains phosphate group. This is head portion, and the head is having 2 tail particles, and the tail of the phospholipid is made up of fatty acid, and this is structure of phospholipid. And in the plasma membrane, phospholipid is present in the form of bilayer. Plasma membrane ಒಳಗೆ phospholipid ಎಷ್ಟು ಲೇಯರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅವ? 2 layers ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅವ. Heads are directed towards the outer side and tails are facing each other because head is hydrophilic in nature and tails are hydrophobic in nature. Hydrophilic means absorbs or attracts water. Hydrophobic means it repels water. And one more is there, that is glycolipid. What it means? Glycolipid is nothing but the carbohydrate chain. The carbohydrate chain attached to the lipid molecule. This is lipid molecule and this is the short chain of carbohydrate. The carbohydrate chain attached to the lipid is called glycolipid. Even cholesterol is also present. The proline is not present in the plasma membrane and it is amino acid. Then next question. Which increases membrane permeability? Permeability means allowing the molecules to move in and out of the cell membrane. Plasma membrane through moleculeಗಳಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕೂ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆಗೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೂ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಪರ್ಮಿಯಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, out of the cell through the cell membrane. It is called permeability. So the names are given here. All of them are enzymes: catalase, amylase, gelatinase, permease. Permease is the enzyme which allows or which makes the plasma membrane more permeable, or it increases the permeability of cell membrane. The permeases are membrane transport proteins. They belong to the multipass transmembrane proteins that allow the diffusion of specific molecules in or out of the cell, direction of concentration gradient from facilitated diffusion. Through these proteins, the permeability of the plasma membrane increases. They make the cell membrane more permeable and allow the molecules to move across the cell membrane. And permeases, they are proteins. Actually, all the enzymes are proteins in nature, and these proteins are making the cell membrane more permeable for allowing the movement of molecules. Then moving to the next question, Golgi complex plays a major role. What is the function of Golgi complex? NEET 2013 appeared. This question appeared in the NEET question paper of 2013. In digesting protein and carbohydrate as energy transferring organelle, in post translation modification of proteins and glycosidation of lipid, in trapping the light and transforming into chemical energy. So what is the main function of the Golgi complex? It is involved in post-translational modification of protein and glycosidation of lipid. This is the main function with reference to Golgi complex. Then next question, a major synthesis of lipid occurs. A major site of synthesis of lipid. Direct answer, it is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Synthesis of cholesterol, synthesis of lipid is the main function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the site of major lipid synthesis is nothing but SER. The next question, term glycocalyx is used for a layer surrounding cell wall of bacteria, a layer present between cell wall and membrane of bacteria, cell wall of bacteria, bacterial cell glycoengineered to possess N-glycosylated protein. The right option for this question is a layer surrounding cell wall of bacteria. It may be in the form of slimy layer or it may be in the form of capsule, and that is known as glycocalyx. So the right answer for this question is option 1. The next question, which of the following type of plastids does not contain stored food material? Very simple answer, amyloplast, it contains carbohydrate or the starch. Elioplast is containing oil or fat. Alveoloplast contain protein. So remaining one is chromoplast, other than green substance. Carotenoids and xanthophylls are stored in the chromoplast. It is also a type of the plastid. The plastids are of three types: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplast is green in color, chromoplast is other than green in color, and leucoplasts are colorless. The plastids are cell organelles covered by double membrane, and they are present in plant cells. The plastids are of three types. First one, chloroplast. It contains chlorophyll and green in color. Then second one is chromoplast. It stores carotenoids and xanthophylls so that it may be orange or yellow in color. Then third one, leucoplast. The leucoplasts are colorless, and depending on storage, if the starch is stored in the leucoplast, it is amyloplast. If oil or fat is stored, it is called elioplast. If protein is stored, it is alveoloplast. ಸೊ ಏನನ್ನು ಫುಡ್ಡನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಾರ್ದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅದ. ಪಿಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರೋದು ಎದ್ರೊಳಗೆ, ಕ್ರೋಮೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ. leucoplasts stores the food material. Then moving to next question. Select the alternative giving the correct identification and function of the organelle A in the diagram. Again from 2013 NEET question paper. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎ ಅಂತ ಲೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯದ. ಸೊ ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣವೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ mitochondria produce cellular energy in the form of ATP. So the right option is option A. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರು ಎಂಡೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮಿಕ್ ರೆಟಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. and this structure is indicating, sorry, this one is Golgi complex, extremely sorry, and this structure is endoplasmic reticulum. ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅದ. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಇಮೇಜ್ಗೆ ಎ ಅಂತ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ this is the structure of mitochondria, and mitochondria produces cellular energy in the form of ATP. Then choose the incorrect match. Wrong match ಯಾವುದದ ಅದನ್ನು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Here nucleus and RNA, it is the right answer because inside the nucleus DNA and RNA both of them are present. So first option is right option. Mitochondria respiration. Mitochondria is site of aerobic respiration, so it is also correct. RNA plus even it is also having DNA. Cytoskeleton is made up of microtubules. So the right option and wrong match is lysosome protein synthesis. Lysosome alla, actually protein synthesis is carried out by the ribosome. So here the wrong match given is option 2, but it is our right answer. Next, consider the following statement and how many statements are correct. How many statements are correct and how many statements are wrong? It is asked to identify. Endomembrane system include mitochondria, chloroplast and peroxisomes. ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಒಂದು ಈ ಥರದ್ದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಇದೇ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೋರೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎಂಡೋಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ they have their own evolution. So here I will write once again, they have their own evolution, so they are not the part of endomembrane system. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is a major site of lipid synthesis. Just before on question ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂತು, and this is right one. Rough endoplasmic reticulum is observed actively in the synthesis of proteins. This is also right. Mitochondrial matrix possesses single circular DNA and few RNA, 80S ribosome. This one is wrong. The ribosomes which are present in the mitochondria are 70S. They are not of 80S. So which one is the right answer for this one? Option 4 is the right answer. Only second and third statements are correct, remaining are wrong. Some characters are given about the cell organelle and asked to identify what is the characters are, what the characters are representing, which cell organelle is representing. It is a membrane bound space in the cytoplasm. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ membrane ಅದ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. It is bound by single membrane called tonoplast. ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಸಾಕು ನಮಗೆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. It is covered by single membrane and single membrane of that cell organelle is called tonoplast. It contains water, sap, excretory products and materials not useful to the cell. ಇದರೊಳಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೀಟರಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ, ಯಾವ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. it has a higher concentration of sap than cytoplasm. ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಂಟೆಂಟು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೋನೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇವು ಎರಡು ಟರ್ಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೇ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ cell organelle. This is the vacuole, and membrane of the vacuole is called tonoplast. The tonoplast is also semi-permeable in nature, and the fluid which is present inside the vacuole is called cell sap, which is mixture of water and dissolved salts. So this is about the characters of vacuole. Then next question, the osmotic expansion of cell kept in the water is chiefly regulated by, again the same answer, vacuole. Cell ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ, ಅದು ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ osmotic expansion of the cell kept in water is regulated by vacuole. So last two more questions. Match the following and select the correct answer. So directly mark or match the options given here. Centriole, what is its function? Centriole, it is producing basal body of cilia and flagella. Chlorophyll contains the plate-like structures called thylakoid. Cristae, infoldings of mitochondria. Ribozyme, nothing but nucleic acid. So for 1 it is fourth, for 2 it is second, for 3 it is first, and fourth it is third. So the correct answer in the given options is option 1. Last question, which structure performs the function of mitochondria in bacteria? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬಾರ್ದು. ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾನಾಗ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾನಾಗೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೀಸೋಸೋಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ function of mitochondria considered in comparison with the mesosome is nothing but respiration. Mitochondria is the site of respiration, and same process is carried out by mesosome in bacteria. What is that mesosome? Mesosome is nothing but folding of cell membrane. In the cell membrane, the plasma membrane produces a folded structure, and this is called mesosome. And this mesosome is involved in the respiration in bacteria. Therefore, its function is compared to that of mitochondria of the eukaryotic cell. Hope the explanation is clear for you. Thank you.